Hello my friends, today we'll be looking at the power of minimalism in macro photography and how to frame your pictures better to get the most from it and make them look more powerful. So stay tuned. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lee Hall, as you already know. Today, like I said, we're looking at minimalistic macro photography and basic what it is. Now, the reason why I've chose this is because I want to show you the power of it for one, and two, to show you the depth, to help you try and understand depth of field a lot better by framing it. Now, it sounds odd when you see all these big words, DPF and all this rest of this codswallop up your head on these professionals saying around and I tell you. But depth of field is a big thing, but it's so simple. So simple. And what today I'm going to take a few shots of some little flowers I've got lying around, but I'm going to show you how to frame them better. So it's going to be a minimalistic look, but I'm going to show you how to frame them so it's more powerful. I can show you this, a quick demonstration of depth of field. Yeah. If I put this picture to me now, yeah, it's right up and you can see just I don't know if you can see my shoulders or just on the edge or whatever. But as I push this forward, more of me you can see. So this is a better depth of field. So that is the way to look at depth of field, is putting distance between the subject and your frame on your camera, so you can get a different look every time. You can also do it this way. Portrait can be one of the most powerfulest things out there for macro photography because it shows a lot more and you can use the lines more. The same with rule of thirds. Rule of thirds. A rule of thirds was thousands of years ago someone come up with a rule of thirds, and rule of thirds is not a rule, it's actually a guideline. Rule of thirds, what's rule of thirds? Separate this into thirds and that's your rule of thirds. On the back of your camera, on most of your cameras, you've got a grid display, and when you see these boxes come up, that's your rule of thirds. And this is what we're going to be using today to show you how to use rule of thirds and your depth of field together to give you a more powerful look. So if you're interested, get ready. I want to get set up. This is what I'm going to be using today to show you. Canon 750D, Canon 100mm macro lens. You don't need a macro lens, usually extension tubes, all the same. And what I've got is some little flowers, yeah. But what I want to show you first is what I've chosen to use. Now it's this dandelion here. I haven't tried to pick one with the straightest stem. I've tried to pick one with a nice bend. This is so when I position it, wherever I position it in my frame, I can use the curves of the line to make it more interesting. Exactly the same here with my daisy. Look, it's not straight, it's actually twisted and bent, but that's the way I like it because I want to give something to it. You've got to use lines and let things flow. Exactly the same with this buttercup, which I really love. I'm going to have a look at this one as well. And some blue tack. All I'm going to do for my first shot is I think I might use daisy, yeah, because I'm going to start off and I'm going to do portrait. So I don't want to chop it down because I'm going to be using my fluids later, and I'm going to explain to you about where to place your daisy or your subject into the fluid to get the best possible picture and get the most out using the fluids and the nice soft backgrounds. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to get my daisy and I'm going to put it in some blue tack, like that. Yep. Now I can see from there straight away but I like the way the daisy curves straight away. But like I said, I'm using this in a portrait, yeah. So I ain't going to be using our fancy background. Well, I will be using some backgrounds, but all I'm going to do is I have no reflections, this is a straightforward shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position it on the end of the table where I can move it to where I want it. Like that. Now I'm going to set the camera up like I said. I've had a look at it and I'll put the grid display on the back so I can explain more to you about how the grid works, the rule of thirds and how to use it. So let's get the camera on its tripod. There's nothing really technical about setting this shot up. All it is I've gone from landscape to portrait on my camera. Got this backdrop, I've got no flashes, no diffuse, nothing on this shot. This is mainly to show you what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a torch when I take the shots, just flashing it on the back just to give it that little bit more light because I'm going to be in a bit more longer exposure with this one. I will show you the back of the camera and I will explain about the settings, but like I just wanted to show you there's nothing. Now you haven't got to use a tripod, you can do it handheld, yeah. My camera is dead level with the subject, yeah. It ain't pointed up, it ain't pointed down. I will get to another one of those in a minute. This is because I just want to fill the frame with the plant and show you the rule of thirds. Okay, you can see my picture here. I've just highlighted it up, yeah, and you can see the rule of third lines on the screen. And right, these are your rule of thirds. You can see in this top one where I've highlighted up big, yeah, that's the top of my flower, but that's on that rule that refers the cross. As you come down, yeah, it's trying to meet in the other handle. Well, I'm going to take a quick shot and see what it says. Put you back on live, yeah. Okay. As I take this shot, I'm just going to flash the light over the top of it. That's all I'm going to do. Yeah. And that's how I use the rule of thirds. This is the second part with the fluids, like I tell you and I said to you. This is where I'm going to show you another little tip on how to get the best. Now, like I say, Canon again, it's all the same camera gear. This time I start off in landscape, then I'll be switching over into portrait. Just a background, a torch yet again, yeah, and my subject, which I'm doing very quick at the minute because it's getting very hot in here, which I'll put in some blue tack and I'm going to place it in the milk. Now I see a lot of people and what they're doing is placing it directly into the middle of the milk. This is no good because what you're doing is actually losing. What you need to do is place it more towards the front of your milk, because this way then when you place it at the front of your milk you've got a better surface to play with, because like I say we're going to be doing depth of field, so I can start my depth of field there and I can end it there because of the angle of the camera. This way then I'm getting a better reflection, better shadow, and we're not getting no black lines at the back. So that's another tip. Yeah, here's my settings for milk. All the same, the only thing is I've lowered my f-stop down. That's it. So now I'm going to try and put it on live view and show you what I mean. As you can see, yet again, I've got my daisy completely on the rule of third line on the left with my shadow virtually meeting. I'm using this one, see, this is going to be for my thumbnail on my YouTube where I put the right one. But can you see? There you go. And all I've done is I've just flashing the light again over to get what I want. When I see a nice picture I want, I'm going to press it and I've got it. Depth of field can really make a massive difference. So can rule of thirds in your photography. It's simple to use and you already, a lot of us are already using it. This is mainly for the people that, you know, who look through the camera and they get that little dot, and they've got to think that dot's got to be on that centre thing every time, you know, that's your focal point. Yes, totally agree. But you can also move that focal point round to different places on your camera. And this can make a massive difference. Just a movement of your lens to frame your picture can make a big difference. It tells a story. And this is where you gain your depth of field, like I showed you earlier on. Now, I know I tell you my pictures today haven't been the best because it wasn't all about pictures. It's all about depth of field and framing your shots. Just simple little things that can make a big difference. If somebody's looking up at the sky, you put them in the bottom hand of the corner because you're showing them looking up. So the frame, you'd want to be framing, say, here to about here, so you're giving the optical illusion, the same as looking down. If you want to make something look bigger, get your camera, get underneath it and look up. This makes everything look bigger. If you want to make it look smaller, look down on it. It's all the same thing, but just try and get a little bit of more depth of field. This is, like I said, it ain't nothing major. That's why I use milk and water and things like that, because this way then I can increase that depth of field. I can pull something in. That's the best about using minimalism. Minimalism's powerful because there's nothing else around it to distract. So your eyes are always straight away drawn to the subject that you're trying to take a picture of and tell a story. I'm sorry about the poor sound quality and the bumps and bangs today. My neighbour's on one side, I think he's fixing his motorbike because it's broke down. I've had somebody else mowing the grass, so it's been a bit of a stop-start day today with recording. So I do apologise. But thank you ever so much for watching, and thank you very much for your time. If you want to see more on aperture, depth of field, ISO, you know, I can make it easy. I'm in touch with a gentleman named Phil Bell, and Phil Bell's kindly sent me a lot of information over, and I generally talk to him a lot of the time, and we speak about it. How can I put it in easier terms for people? Because he's got photography classes himself. He does. And he sent me, like I says, a lot of stuff on it. So if you want to go into ISO or ISO and aperture and things like that, let me know in the comment box below, please. Because what I'll do is then I'll do one of a Sunday, I'll do sort of a practical, and then every Wednesday I can always talk about ISO, apertures and things like that. That way then we can balance everything around so we can learn a bit of technical stuff. Well, not technical because I don't do technical, but we can learn something like that, and we can also do some practical work. So until next time, stay safe, look after yourselves. Thank you all ever so much, and until next time, happy snapping.